everyone. I hope you guys are having a good day today. I wanted to do a makeup video because I feel like I haven't in a while. So I'm going to show you how to achieve this kind of natural glam that I did with my extensions. So of course you're going to have to make sure to prep your skin. I'm going to use the Simple Rich Moisturizing Lotion, or Moisturizer, Rich Moisturizer I think is what it is. This is absolutely key for the wintertime and my skin is so dry. I'm going to make sure to give me some pretty thick, bold brows since we're not doing much with the eyes today. That'll be our main focus with our eye area. I'm going to go ahead and brush my hair out too since we're doing my hair in this video. I need to make sure it's tangle free and it's not going to be ratty when I am working with it later on. I'm going to go ahead and set my eyebrows with some clear brow gel. This will help it kind of stay in place and I won't have to think about it as much throughout the day. I'll know when I look in the mirror, my brows are going to be on. For the skin, we're going to start off with the True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator in the shade Ice. It's the fairest shade, but they do have some deeper shades if you actually have a tan and aren't as pasty as I am. I'm going to just rub this all over my skin. I'm using a glowy foundation and a glowy illuminator before, so we're going to have real glow going on our skin here. I've already talked about this foundation in another video. I love it, love it, love it. The applicator makes it so much easier than the back of my hand doesn't have oxidized foundation on it the whole day like it normally does. And it makes my skin look super hydrated and just moisturized. It's also really important to pay attention to how you're applying your foundation. I'm using a flat top and I sped it up just because I take so much time when I'm blending out my foundation. You want to go in patting motions so that you aren't absorbing up all your foundation and you're really buffing it into the skin. That's going to help it not look so cakey and not look like it's just laying on top of your skin. When you're swiping it like you would normally do, or some people normally do, you are absorbing the product into the bristles and it's not going to be on your face anymore. So if you just pat it, you're going to be keeping all of the coverage that the foundation has and the finish that it was intended to have also. Only swipe if you're trying to get rid of excess product on your skin. This concealer works perfectly with the foundation, so I'm going to use that concealer too. This is a light shade. It's the lightest that they have, and it actually is still really highlighting for me. Like it's light enough to actually be highlighting my face. I'm going to use a sponge. Again, it's all in the technique. You can use a brush, you can use a sponge, you can even use your finger. As long as you are patting it into the skin, it's going to look a lot better, and it's not going to be cakey looking or anything like that. You want to just press it into those areas. Also, focus the concealer where you actually need it. Sometimes you don't have to do these crazy triangles all over your face. I do want a really highlighted bright look for today, so I'm putting it over a big area. But if you only need it in one certain place where your darkness is, then only put it there, you know? This Becca Undereye Brightener is another product that I love to use when I'm doing these kind of glowy, like not setting my face with powder. I don't like this product if I'm going to be setting it with powder. It gets like weird and I just don't like it as much. If you have really dark circles and you're trying to just use this to conceal it though, you're not going to like it. So don't use it for that. I like to use it over top of my concealer to give a really nice glowy finish. And it looks beautiful. I'm also just going to put it on the other areas that I highlight so that I'll have that same kind of glow there too. Moving back over to the hair, I'm going to just scrunch it a little bit so that I have some natural wave to my hair. My extensions that I'm going to be putting in later do have a little bit of curl in them from a curling wand, so I need them to kind of match. So that's just going to help me get as much natural wave in my hair as possible. For the contouring, I'm using this super cheap Broadway contouring palette that you can get at Dollar General. I love this palette because it has kind of a waxy texture and it blends so easily. You can just watch it blend as I'm applying it. I also like to use my finger when I'm applying it because you can really feel your bone structure in your face, and you can feel where the bone dips down. That's where you need to be contouring. If you're going to contour, make sure that you're doing it right so that you're going to be benefiting from it, and it's going to make you look better, not worse. I think if you don't put your contour in the right area, then it can really drag your face down and not have the uplifting, more sculpted effect that it's supposed to. So use your finger and use a cream product if you're just starting to begin with contour, because it makes it a lot easier for you to blend it out and really feel where it is supposed to be. So you have to do your cheekbones. I'm going to just take it a little bit onto the sides of my temples also, and I'm using a brush on this side. You can use whatever you want. Like I said, just make sure that you are using whatever tool correctly so that you can get the best results from your product. This is also another thing that I love using on my nose as a nose contour, just because it blends so easily and so effortlessly. Nose contour is so tricky, and this makes it to where I don't have really sharp lines. I'm using my finger, so it's kind of smudged. It's already blending already as I'm applying it. And sometimes the bridge of your nose can get a little muddy when you're doing just your finger to use, or when you're using just your finger to contour. So use a clean finger, just swipe it down the bridge of your nose if you need to, and that'll keep it really bright in the center. You don't want any contour on the bridge of your nose. I'm just going to use my finger to put some at the tip of my nose, just because it's a little bit wider for me towards the bottom of my nose. You just have to, kind of do it however it's going to work best with your nose shape and however you want your nose to look. I'm using this small kabuki brush to buff it in. I'm using circular motions. Nose contours are tricky, guys. They are tricky. So I'm using it in circular motions to really buff it out and make sure there's no harsh lines. You don't want 2 brown stripes going down your nose. That ain't cute at all. Sadly, it's not. If it was, it'd be a lot easier to achieve, though. I'm just going to use the excess product on my brush also to run it through my crease so that I don't have blank eyes completely. You still want to keep some shadows and things there. I'm going to just brighten the bridge of my nose a little bit with the lightest shade in the palette. It's kind of got a yellowy tone to it, so I really like it. It's just as easy to blend as the dark shade is in there too. For the eyes, we are going to curl our lashes. I'm not applying false lashes today, so I am going to be doing this just so I can get the most potential out of my lashes as possible, but you can apply false lashes if you want more of a glam look. I just wanted it to kind of look like, oh my gosh, she's so naturally perfect. And I didn't want to put false lashes on. So I am going to be coating the crap out of my lashes with this mascara. I love this mascara that I'm using here. I can't remember what it's called. It's from It Cosmetics, but I will put it in the description below. It is my fave, and this is just the mini, but after using it, I'm going to have to go get the full size because it makes my lashes look so good and as big and thick as they can possibly get. Also, I skipped over doing my lower lashes, but don't forget to do that. I'm going to use a little bit of a cream blush and just apply this on the outward parts of my face, kind of like my cheekbone, just right above my contour, because I'm trying to not have like a really wide face. I think I have like a wide jaw for some reason. I just feel like I do. So I try to make my face look a little bit slimmer, and applying your color towards the back of your cheekbone is going to help that. But if you have the opposite problem, if you feel like, your face is really slim and long, then you can do it towards the apple of your cheek. It also helps to just run over the product with your finger too. The temperature will help warm it up and blend it into your skin. For this look, I wanted to go with a really glowy look, and I'm going to use the Balm No Money No Honey loose eyeshadow for this. With highlight, I found that if you really just rub it into your skin, it'll make the shimmer in it a lot more reflective. The more that you rub it, the more reflective that it gets. So I just kind of like really rub it into my skin in the one area that I want on my cheekbone. You can see I'm also taking it right underneath my brow bone just so that we have that all over glow. I'm going to take it just right above the brow also. On the tip of my nose, if you put it on the tip of your nose, what it's going to do is trick the eye into looking at the center, right there at the tip, and it's going to make it look a lot slimmer. Some people will argue with you on that. Some makeup artists say it doesn't, but in my opinion, I feel like my nose looks smaller when I do that. It tricks your eye into not looking at the rest of it and looking at just the little reflective parts at the tip of your nose. So I like doing that. I'm also going to put some on the Cupid's bow and my chin. And then I'm going to use this kind of nudie gray toned liquid lipstick from Wet n Wild and apply this more pinky shade over top of it so that we're kind of mixing the really neutrally color together and the really warm color together, and we're going to get a nice natural lip shade. Now for the hair, we are going to be putting in my extensions. Like I said, I start off with the the 2-clip, and I flip it around backwards. This helps the hair be hidden, like your short hair be hidden underneath. I got this tip from Desi Perkins. Can't take any credit from it, but it does work, and if you are a daily extension wearer, it will save your life. I just put in my 4-clip. After that, right about at the tops of my ears, and then I do about center forehead. I'll clip in my other 4-clip. This is just how I do my hair. I'm not really picky about like the sections or anything, but you can be picky about it and clip it up and everything if you want. Then I am going to spray my hair. I'm spraying it with some rose water, but it doesn't have to be rose water. I just used rose water because it was right next to me and I didn't feel like getting up to get a spray bottle of normal water, although I probably should have done that because I'm wasting my rose water. But yeah, I'm just doing this so that the fake hair will kind of match the wet texture of my natural hair. And scrunching it all together so that it'll unify, become one. Also brushing it out. When you brush it out, it kind of helps it all clump together and look more like one big old head of real natural hair going from my scalp. To get the top part to blend a little bit better, I'm going to take my 3-clip and I clip it in there diagonally. I start the first clip at the top of my head, and then I'll just go down, and that'll give you kind of like a natural layered look. Shorter in the front, longer in the back. It helps it look a lot more blended. And then obviously do that on the other side too. I went with the side part today just because I felt like it, but normally I'm a middle part wearer. I just wanted to be able to like flip my hair back and forth. And you see that I do that a lot. I'm also just matching the texture, like I said, over here on this other side. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. I'm going to bronze my skin up a little bit with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Gold Deposit. I just felt like I didn't have a lot of warmth. I felt really pale, so I put a little bit of this on. But if you don't feel like it's necessary, then girl, don't do it. I love this, though. I would definitely recommend it for those of you who are light skin. I'm going to put on some of my MAC lip gloss in Spanking Hot. And we are done. This is the finished look. I'm going to spray a little bit of setting spray on my skin. This one's just from e.l.f. It'll give us that glowy look. Of course, apply a little bit more lip gloss. This one's just clear from Bath & Body Works. And I put in some little hoops for you guys. Some small, just kidding, they're not small, they're huge, thin hoops that I love. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one. Love you guys. Subscribe, like, comment, all that. And have a nice day. Love you.